There we go. So, welcome to today's Just Chopsing Podcast. And today, with David and myself, we have John Altman. He's better known for playing nasty Nick Cotton in EastEnders and a host of other roles I didn't even know you played in.
Yeah.
Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, I think.
That was a blink and you missed me early on in my career, but yeah, I did work on it.
American Werewolf London. And you were actually one of the policemen.
I was, yeah. A blink and you missed me there too, but that's it.
Yeah. But you've got a whole host of other acting stuff we'll talk about later.
There was a lot of me in that. I played George Harrison, so...
Yeah. But we'll talk about your alter ego at the moment.
Yeah, of course, those years back. I've been quite a few other films as well. More recently, Lucas and Albert, a gangster movie.
Your sound is terrible, John.
My sound?
Yeah. Have you got earphones? Have you got them in?
Start again.
Go on. Hang on. I'll just pause it. Pause it. Right, go. Right, you went out with a Dutch girl?
Yeah, but, we really got on really well, and I came back to her and I got a phone call from her mother. She died. She popped her clogs.
Oh, Christ. Who did? Your mother?
You what?
Your mother. She popped her clogs.
Oh. Well, you didn't poison it, did you?
You got that one.
No. See, we all think in Holloway clogs.
It's
Oh, yeah.
Right, it's a bit like that. Now, here's the funny part of the joke.
Right, anyway.
My book of jokes, that one. That might have been a Tommy Cooper one, I think. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. He told it a lot better than I did. So, but no, I very fond memories of Amsterdam. I actually, I was at the Mickery Theatre. I don't know if that's still going or not.
I don't know.
No, okay.
All right, so we'll kick off with the other alter ego to begin with. Johnny Altman, the rock star, if you like.
Yeah, Johnny, yeah.
Johnny, yeah. So what was your first foray into music then, mate?
Oh, gosh, I was supposed to teach myself to play drums when I was about 15, 16. I used to drum along to the Shadows and all that kind of stuff back in the 60s. Yeah, and then I learned guitar a few years later, and to cut a long story short, actually I came to Amsterdam with them. I joined a rock theatre group called the Pitch Simmons Theatre Group, and the basis of the group was like a rock background, like we had all the drums and the guitars and everything. So we do a story like Dracula in Amsterdam. We did an Edgar Allan Poe story, Mask of the Red Death. Can you hear me all right, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a bit funny. You're going in and out a bit.
Oh, dear.
You're all right. Just make
okay.
sure you talk to your computer.
Yeah, you get in a bit closer. Yeah.
Well, you don't have to be. You haven't got a microphone, have you?
On the computer.
Yeah. I know you're going on a computer. No, I mean a standalone. But anyway, yeah. So sorry, go on.
Yeah, so I toured Europe with them for a while. Came back to London. It was the summer of punk, and I formed a rock band in London called Resurrection, and on it went really. So I've always had that musical thing going on in the background.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, so you were 15, you started playing drums. 1977 then? How old were you then?
Oh gosh, well, probably 52. You have to work that one out. 25, was it? Would it have been?
Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, I didn't realise you were that old.
Oh, yeah. That's a life of debauchery, really. It's kept me young, Also, I haven't been married recently, so that's probably helped,
Well, how many times have you been married?
Oh, only once, but I've had a few big affairs along the way. Yeah. So that music-wise, from an early age, I just loved the music. I remember I hearing the Beatles on the radio. I thought, that sounds different, And then I went, we had a place called Margate, Dreamland Ballroom. Dreamland's still going, actually, just resurrected down in Margate, North Kent. And used to, all these bands came down there. It was like the days when Jimi Hendrix played pubs up in Darlington, and we had Fleetwood Mac come there, The Who, and one time I went to see The Who there with a school friend of mine. And that was amazing because there's no security or anything. We got backstage and met them. And it was a great gig, of course, right down the front. There was none of that access of all the areas back in the 1960s then, mid-60s, well, 1967 this could have been. Anyway, we were so excited about being in the dressing room with The Who, we got their autographs and everything, that we missed the last train back up the coast. And so in those days, people used to hitchhike, and we stood on the road going out of Margate hitching. This big American car pulled up. I thought, that looks interesting. Guess who's driving it? Pete Townsend. And his girlfriend was on board. I thought it was his wife or his girlfriend. Karen was the name, anyway. So he said, where are you going, lads? We told us all, jump in. I'll give you a lift. We couldn't believe it. And he bought some fish and chips and a bottle of lemonade, dropped me at my house in Herne Bay, and then dropped my mate in Chesterfield, I think, as well. And I think that was quite a revelation, really, just to really, it made me realise that, superstars are human and very kind, and can be very kind. So that was an interesting memory,
Yeah.
Just like catapulted me more into wanting to get into the music. I was a roadie for a while. My friend Paul Bent was a band called Turnstile. Some of them were in a band called Rare Bird. After that, I don't know if you ever heard of them, but if you look back in your rock and roll history, they had one hit that was called Sympathy. Yeah. So they got somewhere in the end, but then there was a bit of a one-hit wonder, really. Yeah, so I just love the music, I went to lots of gigs and I still do today. It's a bit of an addiction, really. I'm getting up there and singing. This summer I've done a couple of open air gigs in with the Tower of London and a band called Jump the Gun that I sing with. We do all kinds of a mixture of stuff: Oasis, Sex Pistols, Small Faces, All or Nothing, which is a great old track. And can you still hear me all right, by the way?
Yeah.
Good, just about. I won't move, and then we'll be all right.
Yeah.
So I'm opening a gig here in Surrey near Ireland, and I'm in the process of hopefully putting my own band together, because with the album out now, relaunched, Never Too Late to Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
Three videos out there as well, and the latest one's called Outrageous, which I wrote for the student population. I don't know if you remember Harry Enfield when he was like, gloomy teenager. Oh, everybody hates me. I'm so bored, man. I got these students up on the corner here now. I live there in the student house of residence. And with this song, being an actor, I put myself into a student frame of mind, like, I'm so bored. I'll tell you what, hey, I know what we'll do. We'll do something outrageous. Yeah, great idea. Let's do something outrageous. So that's where the song came from.
Oh, right, okay.
The original was quite rude. It's got the F word in it, but I had to clean it up for the mainstream radio, unfortunately. So the video's out there. You can see it on YouTube, and the album and the singles are out there too on major platforms.
Yeah.
That's I have to add that it's songs that I've written over the last 20 years, and they're all original songs too. There's none of this, dodgy actor records, lots of 70s ballads, cover songs. No cover songs at all original stuff. As I say, going back, probably it's a bit like a kind of, what can I say? An autobiography of the last couple of decades in a way. An anthology, that's the right word, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so this is an eclectic album. So I've always loved, I don't know about you guys, I don't know how old you both are, but when some of the albums that came in the 60s and 70s, it trailed off a bit, but each album that came out, I say it was the Beatles or Bowie or Jimi Hendrix, no matter who or the Who, that each album was always that bit different, and none of the tracks were the same. And there's a lot of sameness that goes on these days.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very unexciting music as well that just doesn't turn me on, man, like they would have said back in 1967. Like, I'm afraid I have tried a couple of little blasts of Ed Sheeran. Somebody gave me one of his albums about 2 or 3 years ago, and I played it, and you give it a couple of spins. Oh dear! I've heard this before somewhere, or this type of thing. I suppose the generation of the past 5 years had never heard anything like Ed Sheeran, nor would I actually.
Yeah. David loves Ed Sheeran.
No, I cannot Biden.
Oh, there you go.
Absolute drivel.
I'm sure he's a very, very, very nice man, but very pleasant person. But I just can't get off on it, you know. And there's a lot of stuff out there at the moment. I just can't get off. I tell you an interesting fact. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. Is that a lot of the music that you hear in the back of advertisements is from like the 60s up to about the 80s. You don't hear any music that's come out in the last 20 years being used in TV commercials. Well, very few, actually. So that's quite, albeit some of them have been re-recorded and updated, but I must say something about what's been churned out. I suppose I was spoiled in a way growing up. You know, I mean, probably the first artist I remember was the Everly Brothers, probably Lonnie Donegan, the Beatles, Elvis. You know, I remember when I was way back, some young kids in the house I used to go to, they were playing Elvis. You know, I was about in my 30s, I think, and they were like playing Elvis, and I thought, well, there you go. You know, if it's good, it's going to last. Yeah. And I know a lot of kids have, you know, played their dad's albums, you know, their Led Zeppelin, found out about Led Zeppelin, but they all think it's a dad's vinyl. They haven't even heard of it before. And so, yeah, it was an exciting time, and just so much. I was saying with Ed Sheeran, I say he's a harmless little chap, probably a very pleasant guy, I'm sure. But it's not something that's going to do.
I was going to say, you don't know him, do you, John? Because Terry keeps threatening to try and get him on, and I'm like, I'll be glad.
Oh, really? Oh, there we go. I mean, you know, he probably would. Yeah, he probably would. You'd probably like him, but he wouldn't change your mind about his music. I saw an advert for his gigs in 2022 or something, and it was like, was it the O2 or Wembley Stadium, completely packed, you know? Wow, unbelievable. The taste of the general public. I didn't know I was growing up and I'd be known for a soap opera. I do tend to think that sometimes some of the stuff that's churned out on the box, you know, is not the greatest TV on earth. You know, a lot of it's repeated, and I think people watch it just to talk about working on the bus. But yeah, give me a Stanley Kubrick movie up against soap operas any time. You know, but that's me. Yeah. I shouldn't be ungrateful because I probably wouldn't be on it if I'd done the dead enders.
You don't have to be grateful to be on with us, mate.
I was forced to come on, actually. Just to the right of me, standing there with a very serious-looking weapon. Right, I'm going to do a couple more minutes.
Not Mark, is it?
Yeah, it is actually. He's heavy mob from St Albans. Yeah. I thought they all live in a caravan in a field now, where he lives.
Yeah, he told me he lives out in the country somewhere.
He does. Yeah, it's not far from a top secret government establishment. Ooh, I shouldn't have mentioned that. I won't say what it is, so it doesn't really matter. Who's going to know? Yeah, St Albans. Yeah, well, yes, the whole album. I met Mark, talking about the album. I met him in a TV studio on the South Bank. We started talking about music, and then he rang me up. I gave him my number. He said, "Come up, bring me what you've got." You know, so I had all these demos that I've done over the years with various people. There's a band called Resurrection I did quite a lot with. I had a great Irish guitarist called Ewan Brady, who was once a chap called Reckless Eric.
Yeah, I remember him.
I introduced once and threw myself into the crowd on the stage. That was a while back, you know. And so the stuff I've written over the years, and I took it to Mark, and I think the first one we actually recorded was outrageous. It was actually let's do something outrageous, but the original was let's do something outrageous. Let's do it now. I don't know if I can use that word on your program. So
yeah, you can.
You go ... Yeah. Okay, the impression was there anyway. I'm not going to go back on it. But yeah, that was the first one I recorded. And then we did another one. And then he said, and we got on all right. You know, you got much like in the studio sometimes. I'll show you guys. If you were in the same room, it would be the atmosphere would be a bit dodgy tonight, and you're separated by the North Sea and a lot of land. Good thinking. There must be a reason you went to Holland there. Yeah, but so joking apart, I got on really well with Mark, and he said, "Very sure you've done a couple more shows." He said, "Well, should we do an album?" I thought, "Oh yeah, all right, then why not?" So then we drew up a list of what we thought was the best of what I'd done. There's quite a bit there, loads of lyrics. I'm mainly a lyricist. I play a bit of guitar. I've got a 12-string, and I've got a 6-string Takamine, and drums, percussion, all that sort of thing. So I still love playing the drums. So yeah, it was great. We didn't have the any sort of studio up there. We didn't have any pressure, from a record company or studio time, running out of time, So we spent a lot of time on each track really. There was one called Doing the Apache on the Water. It was about 7 minutes long, and it just kept going on this track. I said, can you put some the sound of some like whales in there, what they do? And so he said, hang on a minute. So he looked through the internet and found some white sounds of whales. I recorded a cacophony of noise in the pier on the pier at Clacton, in what was once a theatre, is now being like sort of slot machine arcade. There's all this stuff going on, like all that sort of thing,
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought, God, what a bloody racket. There's not anybody in there. So I got my mobile and recorded that and walked around it all. And as I was walking out, these kids were coming in through the door and I was laughing and shouting. So that was the end of the recording, which is quite nice. It was quite a nice way to end the recording. So I took that to him as well. And the sea down at Hove, recorded a bit of that as it was doing the Apache Underwater, coming in and out. And so, yeah, we just kept putting stuff on it, And then it ended up about 7 minutes. But the guy did good because we, a bit like when the Beatles used to work, I suppose they had all the time in the world, didn't they? I guess, and George Martin,
Yeah, but giving that stuff to Mark, I mean, he has made one song that's 48 hours long, so you could have been there a while.
Yeah.
Well, 48 hours. Well, so is that one of your songs? No,
that's one of Mark's.
One of mine, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he did the British Book of Records, didn't he? Was it 130-second track?
That's it.
Tracks on one hour, yeah.
That's what I mean, giving him all them songs to put on your song, you're lucky you were in there for a week.
Well, no kidding, actually. I thought about it. In fact, at the end of when we pretty much mixed it all up and mixed the whole thing, and we were pretty much near the end, I kept going back. He gave me a CD, I come back and listen to it all, and I thought, I need to bring the vocal out a bit more. I can't bear it when you can't hear vocals on the track. It's so annoying, isn't it? Just get the lyrics out. You're lucky, and so with the hard copy of the album, there's a little booklet with all the lyrics, and I'm hopefully going to re-release that in that form soon. But what was I saying? About the amount of time was it that we spent? Yeah. So that was good. But he did. That's what I was thinking about. And he did say. I think he said to somebody, he said, "Oh, geez, that's the toughest album I've ever had to work on." Bless his heart, because I kept coming back with, even after we'd done a master copy, I still heard something that just didn't seem right. So, and he said, "It's going to cost you." I said, "I don't mind. I've got to fix this, But I drew up a list, Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm fanatical, but I just want. When I record, and I've done it a few times over the years, So I guess I was assistant producer with him, really, because I remember sitting in studios sometimes with friends or whatever, and they'd be a bit stoned or whatever. It just used to go on and on and on and on, and they weren't getting anywhere, It was a bit of a waste of time. But in my case, I want to, and also listening, as you probably know, when everybody's out there is into the music and is recording stuff, make sure before it goes out that it's going to sound all right on the radio, i.e. in the studios they used to have a little tiny speaker which is the equivalent of a radio, a little transistor radio, so you know what it's going to sound like on that radio. Because in the studios, you probably know, guys, and especially you, Dave, technical wizard there, do I see some technical wizardry there? You play on these big speakers, light up a joint, have a drink, and, wow, man, that's amazing, like Neil from the Young Ones, whoa, and but then you put it on a little speaker, it's rubbish, you can't hardly hear any of the words, and the drums are right up, and you know what I mean? So, good to hear music words. That's why it's good to bring it back here and put it on my system. So, in fact, at the end of the day, finish up, I'm talking about the album, I'm quite proud of it, really, and just want to push it out to a few more people, because Mark was working on it, getting it out there, but he's got all his bands he has to look after, and his own band, and we're still mates, and we're still probably going to write stuff together. And so I thought of a comical track the other day that I'm probably going to write with him. I'm trying to remember the title.
Watch out, you'll pull your computer off.
Oh, will I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I won't actually. Yeah, I'm trying to think where that's gone now.
But you recorded a song with Joan of Arc, I saw.
Oh, yeah. Joan of Arc, yes.
Yeah. That was like a Christmas video, or not?
Yeah, have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw it. I looked into some of your stuff, mate.
Oh, you have? Great.
Yeah,
great.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. This track's on. Oh, it doesn't really matter now. I've written it anyway. But yes, I'm still going to be working on stuff.
Yeah.
I got really well with that. I met there on a cruise ship and going up the fields, and they were doing a kind of rock workshop on there actually, and I had a little sing song with them, and they said when we get back, join us, and so I did a little gig with them. Yeah, there's one that somebody they shot it on a mobile of doing what's it called? Oh gosh, yeah. Oh, we did right, the Led Zeppelin's Rock and Roll. Yeah, we did that one.
Okay, yeah.
And oh gosh, what was the other one? I've gone out slipped out of my mind now. But yeah, there were a couple of things.
Yeah.
Not only the proper video we did, but also a couple of live tracks. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, good band actually, good little band.
Yeah. Did they do some backing vocals on your album as well?
Yes, Shirley did a couple of the girls. Yeah. And Shirley also put some guitar on as well. But it was all around the time of the lockdown, finishing it all off. So luckily with technology, we managed to send stuff back and forth. Down the line. One exact time, whatever it was we used to do it. But just lucky to have all that, being able to. Yeah.
That's good. Sounds good, man.
So what's this I heard about you upsetting Charlie Bronson?
Oh dear, yeah. I woke up one morning and I was just having my early coffee, just coming round, and there was a message on my phone that said, "Hello, John. It's Charlie here, mate. I hear you've been doing a little bit of recording, coming up against my single. Yeah? I'm going to have to tell you to step down. I'm not having you put your record out the same week as mine, all right? So, all right? Listen, I thought it was one of my mates bucking about. And at the end of it all, I realised that it was because this friend of mine who lives up in the northeast. He knows him. He's visited him. It's always fascinated me actually. Probably must have conjured him up because I never did see the film with Tom Hardy. Did you see that?
Yeah, brilliant.
I missed that. I'm just dig it out and deal with it sometime.
Yeah, you should watch it.
Yeah.
So
be interesting.
in a bit of a spot there, guys. He'd be threatened by Charlie Bronson. So I thought, what am I going to say to the guy? I don't want to fall out with him really. So I sent a message back saying, appreciate your message, Charlie. But I think he called me Nick as well. That's Nick here. I did it a bit like I said, appreciate your message, Charlie. But the thing is, I've been working on this music for quite a few years now, and I've got to put it out. I'll tell you what, if it sells millions, I'll make a huge donation to the charity that you're trying to raise money for. All right? Nice one. I think he was happy with that. Yeah, so there you go.
He didn't text you back then?
No, I haven't heard back from him since. No. He was coming out.
Yeah, he's been busy looking up your address and stuff, I expect.
Don't encourage him, boys. Don't encourage him.
Is he coming out?
I think so. Rumour has it.
Yeah.
It's quite strange, isn't it? All while he's been in there,
Yeah. He's been in there since 73, 74?
Yeah.
A long time, yeah.
You get institutionalised, don't you? But anyway, we shall see. Yeah.
So,
what gigs you got coming up then with you? You said you're putting a band together. Is that for your live sessions, is it?
Yeah. I'm going to do a few warm-up gigs around Surrey where I live, and then hopefully, get out onto the roads of the UK, So, we're working on that. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be great. Yeah.
Now, I saw a video of you doing one in the 100 Club.
Oh, yeah. That was with the heavy metal kids.
I don't know. I thought I saw Mark in the video, but...
Oh, yeah. That too, yeah. That was the Outrageous video, I think. There was a little clip.
Yeah, it might be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were going wild on the stage and running back and forth.
That's it. Yeah. That's part of the outrageous video, I think.
Yeah.
You have to slot that in. Yeah.
Oh, that's quite a fun video, actually. I mean, I made a comment on your YouTube channel the other day about it.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, because the song just reminds me of like 70s punk music, you know?
Yeah. I wanted it to be quite catchy too. With that.
Yeah.
But a bit like I was talking when I got the guitarist to do it. I wanted to sound a bit like that Pictures of Matchstick Men. You remember years ago?
Oh right, yeah.
Which something that gets in your brain, you know.
Yeah.
So there's like another musical thing, isn't it? Doing a single, trying to make it as catchy as possible. A few people said that's got into their brains, you know. Yeah.
Their brains, all right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, I wish I could find something. It's bugging me now. I don't know what I've done with these the lyrics I was putting together. Oh, I lost it now, I think.
No, don't worry about it. I'm sure you'll find it now. But you did a bit of panto as well?
I've done a bit, yeah, over the years, quite a bit actually. Yeah, and but none this year, unfortunately.
No, of course not. It's a fucking pandemic.
Well, exactly. There are a few going on, but a lot less because people don't want to risk losing all that money. You know, putting all the sets together and all the rest of it. So, I'll do a couple of gigs or something locally. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Yeah.
Yeah, because Mark said he did a couple of gigs for you, using like his band as your backing band, if you like.
Yeah, we're at the old Dublin Castle in Camden. I don't know if you know that gig at all. So, it's at the park where it's on. As you come out of the station, you go up the hill, and it's on the right. Bit of a legendary gig. The legend had it that Madness did one of their first gigs there. But I don't know if that's true or not. But nice little gig, actually. Yeah, nice little gig, nice little stage and everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, quite nice. Yeah, I did quite a few gigs around London in the punky days, you know, around.
Yeah.
And I was in Maida Vale, so I'd hang out. If you want any rock and roll memories, I'd sort of hang out on the Portobello Road. There was a whole big scene going on down there. It's never really been mentioned, but it was. I mean, the whole punk thing was kind of has been documented. But I was living in a bedsit in a place called Maida Vale, which is just south of St John's Wood, just north of sort of Paddington and Ladbroke Grove, you know, Notting Hill, that sort of area. And of course, Steve Johnson and the Clash, he was in a tower blocking, just near the Grand Union Canal, just off Maida Vale. And there were all kinds of people living around. I used to go running down the canal with Tony James of Generation X. And of course, he formed Zig Zig Sputnik as well. Yeah. And I got on quite well with him. And there was you just see people wandering about, you know, like Johnny Rotten. And just up the road, Sid Vicious was with Nancy staying in this basement flat. And so friends of mine were renting it, you know. And I ended up going around and we'd been down the pub and went back to the flat. Nancy was there on her own and she started chatting to me and she said, "Oh, Sid's this, Sid's that, Sid's this, that and the other. Oh, he's driving me mad." I thought, "Don't worry, Don," you know. So I was like, not a shoulder to cry on, but I just listened to what she had to say, you know. They obviously had a bit of a row, you know. So I thought nothing of it really, just, you know, I sort of listened to her and then I sort of left and I went home. Apparently, Sid came back. He said, "What's been going on?" or something. And she said, "Oh, this really nice guy, Johnny, he came round, he was much nicer than you, and I talked to him about my problems." I imagine that's what she probably said to him. She said, Where is he? I'm going to have him.
I don't think he could have anybody fucking Sid Vicious, could he?
Yeah. You are?
I said, I don't think he could have anybody really, Sid Vicious.
No, it was the imagery, wasn't it?
Yeah,
anyway, a mate of mine, Mark Evans, went round there the next day. He was about the same height as me, with spiky brown hair, and I don't know if Nancy got mixed up. I think she thought it was me, and said to Sid, "Oh, that's him." And so I think Sid got his belt out and lashed my mate Mark with it. "Get away from my girl." Poor bloke. So that's my Sid Vicious story from Maida Vale.
Yeah. And, she was probably so far off her tits. She didn't know what was going on.
That's a tragedy, wasn't it? A rock and roll tragedy. Awful. What a mess. Yeah. But still, you know, don't mind the bollocks. Still a damn good album, actually.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I'm amazed at how all that came together. I think probably, what's his name, the original bass player?
Glenn Matlock?
Glenn. Yeah, I think he was probably a great instigator in making that. A lot of his lyrics, and I don't know if Malcolm McLaren was that good a producer. But anyway, it still sounds bloody good to this day, actually. It's really well put together. The guitar and the drums is really good on it. And as I'm talking about the mix, you can hear the lyrics, you know. So whoever's in control engineering that did a damn good job. Because it could have been an absolute abominable mess, couldn't it?
Yeah,
considering how they came together, you know.
Yeah.
And of course they got rid of Glenn. So I met him. I used to know him around Maid of Land as well. I used to see him. There was a pub in Warwick Castle. We used to go to another big pub called Warrington. And we all used to hang out together, go down the Portobello Road, and then there would be a pub half about the Portobello Road. He'd always be at the same place of an evening, playing the old slot machines. That was his thing in those days.
Yeah.
Went round his place once. He was alright. Showed me all his wartime memorabilia. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. What was his Nazi stuff?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. All that, yeah. Of course, he moved to America eventually.
Yeah.
So there was a whole big, great big scene going on. Even the person on the top floor of the block that I lived in was an old Victorian house. He was the roadie for Rick Wakeman, I think. And there was Gary Holt lived in the area too. I used to hang out with him. You know, the director on Quadrophenia thought we looked like brothers, which we did actually.
Yeah.
Both had sort of black, longish, spiky hair, skinny as a rake. You know, those were the days. So I'm quite bored. Once again, another tragedy. I think the old heroin took him away. He fell over in the shower or something dreadful. But loads of people around that scene at that time. There was plenty going on. We'd have 5 parties on a Saturday night, and we'd drive cars to each of the parties as well. I don't think the Beth should have been.
Is that how you got into heavy metal, kids, then?
No, that came from someone who knew me and knew them, and knew that they were looking. I met him in his name slips my memory now, but he knew Gary too, and I think he used to look after him. But anyway, I met him in our Waitrose supermarket in Kingston, and he said that the heavy metal kids were looking for a thing, and I want to give it a go. So I went and met them in Chelsea. Cosmo's flat in Chelsea Harbour, very smart, and and we got on all right. I was with them for about a year and a half. Sadly, it didn't work out. It's a shame because some of the stuff that I actually recorded would have worked well with them. It wasn't like I'd written music that wouldn't have fitted with them, and then it just fell apart all of a sudden. Which I don't really know why. Actually, it was something's going on behind my back or whatever. So I was a little bit sad about that, but it was a good experience. But the thing was, they didn't really have a proper manager, so it was a bit tricky, They were able to find their own gigs and stuff like that, I think they're still doing it. I think they did a gig not far from them. So we did a few gigs around. I did a video with them as well. And the CD. So good memories anyway.
Well, since you were around all that sort of scene, I mean, I heard some of you said you went to prison. I mean, when did you go to prison?
Prison?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a long time before I came back, before I got into the music scene and the theatre and the acting. I was, what should we say, a kind of gap year, I suppose. I think what they called it that in those days. But I didn't get to art school, so I decided to save some money up. Back in 1969, I did a summer job as a dustman, or a refuse disposal expert, as they call it these days, or something like that. It's got a newfangled name, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember Where's the Dustman? That was a good track. You could do a heavy metal version of that, couldn't you? Oh, man's the Dustman. There's the 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the Dustman's head? Anyway, I don't know, maybe not. You don't know what you're talking. Where's called Blimey Trousers? Yeah. Anyway, I did that. Saved up some money. Went off to India, and then on the way back, I skinned up a joint in a little cafe in Belgium. So this kid I was with, I say kid because I was 18 by the time I came back. And this kid had a little bit of dope on him, so I rolled it up in the back of the cafe, and I was just really, I come all the way, across Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Turkey, get into Europe, and I get bloody busted in Belgium. Some kid, the restaurant owner's manager, because I would have rolled up in front of a load of people. There were only people in that room. And he was looking through the bloody keyhole or something, and he saw what I was doing, and he said to his dad, "Oh, that man's doing what I saw on the television, which is really evil, and you shouldn't do," or something. Yeah. Anyway, next thing we know, we just had to get up to leave. I remember exactly an omelette and pommes frites, as they call it over there, with mayonnaise. I remember that meal. Stood up to go, I was in arms, and excuse me, sir, in Belgian, obviously. Yeah. We have reason to believe in Belgium. You might have something on your person we should like to have a look at. So, anyway, they bundled us into the police car. The kid went home because he was only 16, and they never found any on me. So, I got the local consulate to help try and go. I was in the prison for about 4 weeks, actually. Liège in Belgium, yeah. And I missed playing Jimi Hendrix on the Isle of Wight, didn't I, because of that? And Led Zeppelin in Bath into the bloody Belgian police, Yeah. No, never been my favourite country, Belgium, actually, in Europe. It doesn't really, it's sort of something and nothing, isn't it? The Dutch make jokes about them, and the French make jokes about them as well.
That's right, yeah.
And something else I said to somebody else, when you're abroad, like I was saying earlier on, when you're abroad you meet people from South America, France, Scandinavia, South Africa, Spain, Portugal. When you're abroad, have you ever met a Belgian when you're abroad? No?
Well, I have. I work with some.
Well, there you go. They don't travel much. Then,
No, I don't think so.
Over the border into not very adventurous. So anyway, it's not my most favourite. I did actually play in the theatre in Brussels this year with the Rock Theatre Group eventually. But the best thing I could say, and it was advertising it saying, "See the lace makers of Bruges," aren't they? And that's about it, really. There's not a lot else going on there, really, is there?
No, not really, no.
I think Tintin and Poirot come from there, but they're not real. So,
just Jean-Claude Van Damme, isn't it? He's the only export. Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's the only export.
Oh, well, was he Belgian? Oh, good lord. There you go.
The muscles from Brussels.
Of course. Yeah, of course. I forgot about him.
Yeah, so he's American now, isn't he? He's lived in America for 30, 40 years.
He's a sort of French-American type now.
Yeah, certainly.
He probably doesn't admit that he was from Belgium.
Well, he does an advert for beer, doesn't he? What's that beer?
Cause.
That's Canadian, isn't it?
Cause?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like the adverts. I think they're funny.
I think it's Canadian. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Oh, is it? Could be, yeah. So, that wasn't much fun. I got back to England eventually, but it must be. Yeah, an experience anyway. Yeah.
And obviously, cannot mention EastEnders.
No, of course not.
How many years in total were you on that show? Because you were right on the very, very first episode, wasn't you?
Yeah.
Let me have a guess. 30.
That's quite good in a way because it's almost the period of time that he was known for it.
Oh, right.
In fact, 35 years, that he was kind of associated with it, or people talk about him when he wasn't there. But in fact, if you can probably find it on the internet, if you looked up the amount of years, months, that my character was in there, it's going to come in at under 10 years probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah, would you believe it? Yeah. Because every time I went back, it was in the first place he was there about 3 or 4 months. Then he was out, then he came back for another 5 months, then he was out for another year or so, and then there'd be like gaps of 3 or 4 years sometimes, Like I went in there 2001, and then I didn't come back till about 2005, 2006. So 35 years of Nick being around, but not necessarily in. Which was good in some ways. I did other things, musically, I worked with the band and did some recording with Resurrection. And also did a few musicals, like Little Shop of Horrors. Played the rock and roll dentist in that. So it was a good old show. Did that on Jersey, and I did a bit of jazzy stuff actually. So I like to vary what I do musically sometimes. Because rock and roll's the biggest love, but I like to do other things as well. It was Billy Flynn in Chicago the Musical, which once again I wouldn't have done if I hadn't done the Dead Enders, you know. So I toured the cat. I did 525 of those, right around the UK. And I realised a couple of years ago, I thought, gosh, I've lived in every major city of the United Kingdom, you know, because I've been on tour. And on the Chicago tour, we were 2 weeks in each place as well. So what else? What other musicals did I do? I did one called Oh What a Night, which was a 70s musical. Yeah, did some of that in Blackpool. There's a place. You ever been there?
Blackpool?
Yeah.
I haven't. No, but
Yeah. It's this kind of like the stag and hen capital of Great Britain, really. You know, we went up there for our anniversary.
Yeah.
It was just naked people walking around everywhere, dressed up like Wallies.
Naked people dressed up like Wallies.
Yeah.
How's that work, Dave?
Half naked then.
Half naked in a pencil skirt and high heels.
That's it, yeah. That's just the boys.
You not been up there, Sarah?
No, I've never been there, no.
I thought you looked fairly clean and healthy. So
Yeah.
you don't be doing that to yourself. No, it was all right. It was an interesting experience, but we had Scottish Week there when they came pouring over the border from Scotland and invade Blackpool, and that was a bit like what you just described there, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty. But it was good fun. Enjoyed it. Where else? Where were we now? Where are we now?
EastEnders.
Oh, the Dead Enders. Yes, of course. Yeah, I mean, I got that part by acting my way through the audition, really. My agent, I've done a job for about, I didn't do an ad for Gillette razors or something. So she said, put a leather jacket on. I already had a pierced ear then, you know. And she said, talk like that all the way through. You've got to be Cockney. They don't want anyone. They want genuine Cockneys. So I looked up in Aces there, desperate to get the job. A street in Oxford, which is the art of the East End.
Have you got your hand over the microphone?
No.
Because I can't hear you properly.
You still can't hear me now?
I can hear you now, better now.
Okay.
Go on.
All right now, yeah?
Yeah. As in the immortal words of free.
Maybe I should get a different headset. I don't know. Yeah. But okay now.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so what couldn't you hear? The audition?
Oh, now you keep breaking up on me. Can you hear it okay, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. Because on my end, you just keep breaking up, so.
What about with you, Dave?
Yeah, it was okay with me, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Okay.
You had a look up on the A to Z to find a street.
Yeah, and just talk like that all the way through the audition. I was a little bit chippy, you know what I mean? And then the producer, Julia Smith, she wasn't there in the morning, so I went away at lunchtime and had another look at the lines, which is being an actor, you only get a short while to look at the stuff, auditions. So I went and had a look at those in the Greasy Spoon in Shepherd's Bush Market, came back and stood up and did it again for her. And a couple of days later I got the call. I got it. I did actually think after I got it, should I do it? You know, will I get typecast?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I needed the work. I also started working on it. I really enjoyed it. And it was quite different to me as well, so something I could really get my teeth into. They gave me some good storylines. The highest murder rate, I'm proud to say that's Nick Cotton killed the most people in EastEnders. So far, anyway. So it takes a machine gun to the Queen Vic, you know. Yeah, I mean, the heroin addiction was harrowing, but got some good reactions from the young people of Britain about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think years ago the stories were really relevant years ago as well. You know, there was a lot of serious stories that were covered in EastEnders, and then at the end of the show there would be, you know, like they put you in touch with people if you suffered. I think probably EastEnders were one of the first people to do that, really, weren't they?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, and stuff like there's a network between every parish in the UK. There's a lot of those, which used to try and track people down. You know, so many people go missing, hundreds of people go missing, don't they? Some people because they don't want to go home anymore. So that's an interesting thing, which I didn't know about until we put it on EastEnders. And the heroin addiction, I went as far as we could with that. They got somebody in for me to talk with. And I've actually met people in India who were on it, you know, so I've seen people taking it.
We met Sid Vicious.
And I've met Sydney. So,
they were all on it.
You're right. There's some good stuff. I got a whole episode to myself once, which was good. The Return of Nick Cottons, but I did a mini movie. That was hard work. Like every single day, I was in every single scene, so it was like constant learning, you know. Which is really some light-hearted ideas about going into a soap opera and being a superstar or something. I'll tell you what, I should take from me, it's hard work. It takes your whole life over, you know. And you have to learn. I don't know how many episodes they do a week these days, but you've got 3 episodes every week. If you're in each one of them, you've got 3 lots of episodes to learn. Not the entire episode usually, but you've got stuff to memorise, and it varies from week to week. So as soon as you learn one lot, another lot coming under the door. It's like on a treadmill. So unlike doing a movie where you learn the scene and you shoot that, and maybe on a movie I did a film recently called Hammer Home, new British independent film, which I played the estate agent called Damien, who gets murdered by a beautiful blonde with a hammer at the bottom of the stairs, as you do. Yeah, so that was quite fun. So yeah, that's not a movie. Maybe 2 or 3 scenes in the morning, but on the dead enders, as I call it, they're knocking it out. You know, Queen Vic, you've got maybe multi-camera setup. You know, somebody behind the bar, someone in the back behind the scenes by the stairs, someone in the left of the pub, someone in the right of the pub, maybe somebody coming in through the door. So it's just like action from the director, and then they cut from each camera to the next camera and shoot the whole thing in about 5, 8 minutes, 10 minutes maybe, depending on the length of the scenes. So they really churn them out. But I think the standard is very good actually. You know, when I haven't been in there, I've watched some of the actors and I've actually been stirred up by it, and you know, quite emotional sometimes. Even though I've worked on it, I can still watch it and get, you know. It's not when I watch a movie. A lot of actors, people in the business watch a movie and go, "Oh, did you see that continuity mistake? Did you see that American Indian was wearing a wristwatch in that Western we saw last week?" I don't look for that. I'm looking at their faces, looking at the landscape, listening to it, you know. And, anyway, that's just me. And
but do they get paid? Sorry, Dave. Do they get paid as much as is reported in the press?
The BBC pays you different rates. If you've been in it a long time, over a period of say 20 years, someone like Adam Woodyatt would be on quite a lot of money. Yeah. But somebody just come in, they would fix a certain rate, and then they're there for another year, and they renegotiate the fee. Oh, okay. So I wouldn't actually know what they get, to be quite honest. But sometimes they do exaggerate, you know, what the papers are like, you know. Yeah. But I mean, that would be. I mean, I'd often wish that I'd been on there for a longer period of time because I could have put a few quid away, you know. But because I was in and out, it wasn't quite as good as being a regular. But he was such a social misfit. They couldn't find anywhere to put him, you know. You couldn't imagine Nick behind the bar, could you?
No.
What do you want, you know? Actually, I've read a few animals like that. I mean, one time they wouldn't have to do it. They put in the local pizza place, serving pizzas for people. And some TV critic said it was like watching Quasimodo working in your local hair salon.
Yeah. But you left due to, sorry, Dave, do you want to ask a question?
No, go on.
I say you left due to what, artistic differences, if you like?
No, not the last time, no. There was one time when they tried to make Nick gay. Well, he wasn't gay in the first place, you know what I mean? So you can't just suddenly make someone gay. And I think they wanted to kind of like be a little bit, you know, what should I say, risque or I think the first time in a British soap opera, groundbreaking storyline, you know. It was going to be with Lofty, if you ever watched the early EastEnders, I don't know how old you guys are, but it was a character called Lofty who's Nick used to kind of bully in a way, and Nick sort of pretended Lofty was his mate, but Lofty hated him, So all that had been built up, the relationship between Nick and Lofty, and Lofty trying to avoid him, And so I went to the producer and I said, I hear a rumour, because rumours abound in theatre and TV, and they're not always true. People can send a rumour off quite easily, Chinese whispers. I went out to Julia in the restaurant. I said, I hear there's a rumour, I don't know if it's true, that Nick, you might be making Nick go. I don't think that'll work somehow. And she said, well, thank you for your comment. Sort of thing. She can be quite tough, Julia. She was known for her sweet words. Sometimes. She was the best man for the job, I used to say. But like she was like Margaret Thatcher, You don't want to mess with her. But apparently when I walked away, she turned to one of the scriptwriters and said, write him out.
So, I know why they were going to make you gay.
What was it then?
Because you were always going in Dot's handbag.
That's quite good. But did you write for stand-up comments at all? You do a bit of stand-up. I like it.
You have to remember that one.
I like it. I used to do in the heyday of the Dead Enders, I used to do nightclubs as Nick Cotton, appearing tonight. So
All right, yeah.
Some of the cast are going on just sign autographs at the VIP bar. But I used to try and if I'm going all the way to Sheffield or Newcastle overnight,
Yeah.
Not in a nice luxury car usually, a few drinks along the way. I thought I'd give them a bit of a show, so I'd get up on the stage and I'd call it stand-up villain, and I'd abuse them all, Hey, you're all a bunch of drunken bastards. Yeah, so are you. So I'd kick them off. And then I'd get onto the DJ stand, and he's up there, preening his hair, and, all the girls and all this. So I'd get up there and say, you're absolute rubbish, mate, and try and strangle him, And everybody's going, yeah. And then the bouncers came along and dragged me off him, take me out through the exit door. So, it made something of the night, that's what people expected. John Altman actor, hello everyone. Honestly, had a lovely drive. I'd say stuff like, you not got any drugs out there? Because the old Bill stopped me on the way to town, said, have you got any? I said, piss off, officer, and go and buy your own, all that sort of thing. So it was like a stand-up villain, really. But then I'd go to the VIP bar and do some selfies and sign a few pictures, So it just made more of a night of it, really. I might be up for, what do you call it, appearance of the year or something, but never got that. But I don't. That's all right. But,
so is that why you're always typecast? Were you always typecast the villain in pantomime then?
Well, after pretty much the first year of Nick Cotton, I was the wicked henchman in the woodcutter or Snow White in Newcastle. And so I went on over the years. More recently, I played Captain Hook quite a lot.
Okay.
And I've been, Ebenezer and Aladdin, and usually do competitive. Once again, Panto, hard work, 2 shows a day every day, and 3 on a Saturday, sometimes 3 on a Sunday. You can have Monday off there. Because normally in the theatre, it's my grandfather's clock going off there.
Is that what it was?
They'd be it's quite exhausting, young people sometimes think, I'm going to go and have a few drinks after the show. They do that a couple of nights later, and then they've got to cope with 2 shows a day, every day. And then it makes you realise, how can they have 6 evening shows in the theatre and 2 matinees, Thursday and Saturday afternoon? You think, they must have worked that one out somehow, that would be the most humane way to treat, let alone the actors, the front of house people, and the crew working backstage. So when you're confronted with, what would that have been, I just reeled off, Monday, Tuesday, all week, and then 3 on a Saturday, 3 on a Sunday. That's pure greed, That's 11. It's about 11 shows, isn't it? And maybe do 4 sometimes if they're really, really greedy. And you end up so tired, it's like Christmas Day. It was do you want to come around for Christmas Day? I'm all right. You collapse,
But what was that adult panto you did then? Pussy in Boots.
You've done your research, mate, haven't you?
Was that?
I'm impressed.
Was that with like Jim Davidson or someone?
No, Mike Reid.
Oh, Mike Reid. Okay.
God bless his soul. Yeah, he liked me, man. He said he's all right, Julie. He says he's not He's not full of bullshit. He's all right. Yeah, he's down to earth or something. So he loved me anyway. I wasn't all sorry or whatever. I don't know, maybe some people are. I don't know. But or were. Yeah. So he asked me to play the wicked giant in Pussy in Boots.
Okay.
Yeah. I was also part of a double act. With this Cockney comedian as well, we came to that. I say. Yeah. What did Queen Victoria say to Prince Albert on the wedding bed on the night of their honeymoon, all snuggled up under the duvet? I don't know. What did she say? When it's arriving.
And it didn't get any better than that, did it?
No. I was playing the Wicked Giant, and I came on dressed in black leather with a ghetto blaster. And Mike Ray said, "Yeah, hello, John. All right, mate. Nice to be here." And all that. He's sitting there with this sexy lady on his knee, and Cindy, her name was. And he said, "Who are you?" I said, "What are you?" I said, "I'm the Wicked Giant, mate." "Wicked Giant, you're the same height as me, mate." He said that with an F word as well. "The same blooming height as me, mate." I said, "Well, the thing is, mate, I'm the direct result of my wicked giant mother having off one of the 7 dwarfs." and so it went on.
Yeah.
It's good fun. Oh yeah, last time on this dear Barbara Windsor was the fairy in it as well. She came down on the wire, waving her wand, looking at the crowd. "Oh, hello, lads. I'm not the only fairy in this theatre today." All blissfully, very woke and politically correct. Yeah.
Yeah, nowadays, yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
Let's go down that road, shall we? But I've been quite. And all I'm going to say is, leave the statues alone. If you want to complain about somebody who did something about 250 years ago, which possibly could have been wrong, put a plaque underneath. But I mean, and that's what was the norm then, wasn't it? This was normality, yeah? And, I mean, nobody questioned anything. A lot of these people, like the one that was thrown into the water in Bristol, he built half of Bristol, libraries, hospitals, schools, So you forget about the good he did, And I think somebody said that the other day. Actually, I think it was on the new BBC news channel. The new news channel, Great British News. He said, get a plaque and stick it on there and just say what he did,
Yeah.
And also why there's the statue there,
Yeah.
So simple as that. Don't go erasing history.
You can't erase history, can
you? No. I think the Nazis, tried to do that, didn't they? So we don't want to go. We don't want to be going down that road. Thank you very much.
I can tell you're very passionate about it.
Oh, I am. I could go on. I just, I believe in freedom of speech and all the rest of it. I'm not racist in any way,
Yeah.
And I just think there's some real sort of, I don't know who they are. The politicians, civil servants, people on the local council. Oh, we'll have to remove that plaque, No, leave it. Explain why, So that's it. That's it, really. I just think, tell the children about it all as well. Why erase history,
Yeah, that's right.
Not trying to deny that, say, Mussolini existed because of what he did. It might upset a few people. Oh.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I mean, we discussed this on a few episodes, and all this woke culture, if you like. It's not really woke, is it? If you're going to bury your head in the sand, you're still asleep in you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
There was a huge statue in America as well recently. Robert E. Lee, yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't know if you know your South American Civil War history, but he was like the man, if you like. He was probably one of the biggest generals who fought with the Confederates in the South. And it was Confederates and the Union, wasn't it? Yeah. And they've removed this statue from some place, Charlottesville. It's a bloody great statue of him on a horse. And this beautiful statue. I don't know if they put it in a museum or what. They spent thousands of dollars getting a crane and lifting it up, taking it on a truck. Unbelievable,
Yeah.
And actually, I suddenly thought, are they going to ban? There's a ship. There was a steamboat as well. Used to go down the Mississippi called the Robert E. Lee, and there's a song which you probably better find something called I'll meet you on the Robert E. Lee, you know. I'll meet you on the Robert E. Lee, you know. Oh, you know, I think I'm saying that too, you know. That's an example, and I'll finish it. It will never end, will it?
No, it's not going to end.
I can destroy all the versions of the song Robert E. Lee because of, you know, all that.
Well, they banned the Confederate flag as well, didn't they?
No. It never existed, did it? No.
You know, you remember what was that program? Dukes of Hazzard. They used to be on top of the car, didn't it?
It was called General Lee, wasn't it? The car.
General Lee, yeah.
It was the General Lee.
The General Lee, the car on Dukes of Hazzard.
What was that? That was Robert E. Lee then. Yeah, there's loads of stuff. And like, there's a series called Ain't Half Hot Mum. And there's an English actor dressed up as an Indian or a Burmese guy. And so they won't rerun that. And it's a really funny series as well.
Yeah, it was excellent, yeah.
And,
it was really well written.
Yeah, really well written. Great actors in it as well. You know.
Yeah.
I think they won't rerun that because of the content, which is
Windsor Davis, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was brought up on Windsor Davis.
Lovely man, Lovely boy. Love it all. What a shame. Depriving people of some happiness there, some laughs.
Yeah.
There you go. Maybe things will change back one day, but I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, who decides all this shit, isn't it?
Exactly. Who are they? Where are they? Yeah. Is it a spokesperson or something, you know? Yeah. So some actor or actress was saying that they put stuff in the newspapers sometimes that says a friend of his said, or an associate of his said, hers said, or a reliable source said.
Yeah. It's like being a kid, isn't it? It's like when you're a kid, your mum tells you that the man will come and get you.
Yeah.
You know, like David said.
People did that.
The man will get you.
People did that with Nick Cotton, you know. I used him as a threat. Yeah. It was I met a woman in Birmingham, and she said, my mother, she was to say, if I don't go to bed immediately, she's going to get the Nick Cotton and they're going to chase you up the stairs. She said, I used to run up the stairs. I was scared stiff of you when I was a kid. So she was a funny great lady by that time I met her. But so you don't realise what you do on television, you know, the power of TV sometimes. Anyway, good man.
All right,
probably actually rerunning some of his stuff, actually. I would imagine. I saw something the other day and I thought, no, I wouldn't get away with that now. I would imagine they probably wouldn't screen some of his lines either, even though he was an out and out, you know, well, you know what he was like,
Who are you on about? Who are you on about? Nick?
Nick Cotton.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. What I'm saying is probably some early, some of the stuff in the early days, because, you know, it was pretty awful to everybody, you know. All the ethnic minorities. It didn't matter who it was, really. But, so I'm sure there's some stuff that they wouldn't allow now.
They don't really, do they do like re-shows of EastEnders? Like I don't see it on any of the other channels, like Dave, whatever.
They used to, didn't they?
They've been rerunning the whole lot.
Okay.
Over on, I forgot what it's called now. Something like the British TV channel or something like that. There's so many channels out there, aren't there? I know somebody said they got up to so-and-so the other day. So I don't know. I wouldn't know where it is or not.
I know.
I think you maybe if you delve into the iPlayer, you could probably dig up. So they must have all these EastEnders episodes there. You could probably dig quite a lot of it up. But, there you go. I've got a few videotapes here. I used to tape it, you know. I should. But there you go.
Yeah.
All the old stuff. I've got everything here. 78 records I've got as well. Vinyl, CDs. I never got into, was it micro discs? I never got into that. No.
Yeah. But with your music then, do you like own the copyright? With your music now? Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to tag a video on the end of this and I'm going to put some of the other videos in. I'm going to mix it all in.
Oh, that'd be good.
So your new song, what's called this? Let's do something, what? Outrageous, yeah. So I'm going to tag that video on the end.
All right, great.
So it'll show the whole video and then people can enjoy it or whatever, you know.
Lovely.
if they don't. So.
All right.
If they do, we said Charlie Bronson, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch it. I'll sort it all out with Charlie. The thing is cool with Charlie. Don't go upsetting the apple cart, though. Right? I've dealt with it. All right? I know where you both live.
I'm saying he's got your back now.
Yeah, he's got your back, yeah.
I gotta ask you about, because I'm a massive Star Wars geek. What was it like on the set of Star Wars? That must have been pretty cool.
Yeah, it didn't have the enormous cult following that it has now then. But yeah, it was. I just took it as another job, really. I was on the set up in Mill Street for about 3 or 4 days. I played a rebel fighter pilot, and I just sit in this little cockpit, and they had a blue screen which would have been there to superimpose infinity and beyond, all the stars. And I just said, I've still got to put some of the scripts on. That'd be worth a little bit, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I want 1 or 2 lines. That sort of, we're going in now, all that, yeah. So, that's all the effects were put in afterwards. And it's very much blinking, you'll miss me. I mean, you might miss me completely, but I didn't get a credit. But I'd done the director, Richard Markman, here's a bit of trivia for you. Lovely man, who sadly, I think he was only about, he might be late 30s, early 40s. He was the director of Birth of the Beatles, in which I played George Harrison. Have you ever seen that film?
No, I haven't. No.
It just, I don't know what the producers did with it, but you can only find it on a kind of sort of, I don't know, pirate DVD copy somewhere on eBay or somewhere else, But the director Richard Markman, I worked with him on the Beatles film. Then when he did Star Wars, he just said, "Oh, do you want to come in for a day's work?" I've spoken to him on the phone. Richard Markman. He went on to do a film called Jagged Edge as well, which was very good, a very good thriller.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the director of that, and he did the Bob Dylan film as well. Something of Fire. I don't know what it's called. Something of Fire, not Quest for Fire. He did that Bob Dylan film, which was a bit of a
Chariots.
No, that was a running thing. Bob Dylan didn't do. He didn't run in the Olympics. Come get around, people, wherever you run. Yeah, jogging and press-ups there, so much fun. No, I don't think so. Where were we? Yeah. So that's how I got to do Star Wars, and great to have worked on it, And I've got just a couple of photos stashed away that I've taken to various conventions that I go to sometimes, the Comic Cons,
Oh, right, yeah.
Got some pictures of me sort of sitting with Harrison Ford there and so there, Carrie Fisher. So I was pretty chatting to all these people, mingling with them, not really. I don't think Raiders of the Lost Ark had come out then either, and so it was like. Some of these future legendary superstars. Yeah. But wasn't really fun. I mean, if it had been this year, and I wasn't a film Harrison Ford. In fact, he appeared in my local area during the summer. He was shooting some Indiana Jones in Bushy Park, just near where I live. Someone saw him sitting outside the local pub having a pint. Yeah, there you go, Harrison Ford in my little village. Unbelievable. So, I was, obviously mingling with these massive stars.
Yeah.
I was just another job at the time.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
All right then, mate.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Well, it was great to speak to you.
Just jotted that film title down, haven't you?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'd seen Terry jotted down that film title. Yeah. So I'm going to check that out. I'm going to be on eBay.
What, the Bob Dylan one?
No, the Birth of the Beatles I wrote down, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, well, if you get Richard Markman, you'll like all of his films there. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll try and hunt the clip down and I can whack it in the video then.
I need to tell my manager where this is going, by the way. Can you send it to somebody? Or
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll email it to you.
Will you?
Yeah.
That'd be good. I'll put it on the website then. Will that be all right?
Yeah.
That'd be okay?
Yeah, that's fine, mate.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I won't make anything out. But I'm saying after you put it out.
We don't make anything anyway.
No, it's really nice to meet you guys, actually.
And you.
Thanks to Mark.
Yeah,
I'm going to be seeing him in a couple of weeks. We've got this it's a kind of a sort of campfire independent networking night. I think I've heard about it. It's in the city of London,
Yeah.
going to go along to that. Yeah, so that's the those are the
Oh, right, yeah.
that's the new cover of the album.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the cover for Outrageous as well.
Yeah.
The single, but the original one I did with Mark, you may have seen, was that.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I put a book on there. I insisted on putting cost me a little bit, but putting the lyrics in there and all the credits for everybody, you know.
Okay.
A little book, you know.
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
Mark, I don't know if you've seen this cover, but yeah, Mark's in there.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah. So this is the original one.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so
Yeah, I'll whack it all in the video anyway.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Lovely.
should-
So if you make another album, you'll have to come back on and tell us about it.
Love to.
No
Yeah,
worries.
that'd be great. Yeah, okay.
Or another movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're on Star Wars 12, you can come back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I saw June last night. That was pretty good.
Oh,
Dune.
the new Doom is good, is it?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
cool.
I mean, obviously, people plagiarise the kind of some of the stuff from June when they were writing Star Wars, I think, way back. So I think it pre-included, didn't it, Star Wars, the original book and all the rest of it, and James B. Herbert. But yeah, it was worth seeing, actually. It's pretty powerful. And I saw the Bond film as well recently. You guys seen that?
No.
I've not seen the new one yet. No, I want to.
I've heard mixed reviews, so.
Yeah, we can't talk about that. No.
Oh, you can talk about it if you want, but I just heard mixed reviews about it. So.
Somebody, I had a bit of a mixed review too, actually.
Yeah?
But see for yourselves and we'll discuss it next time.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Really nice, really good to meet you guys.
And you, mate.
Eric,
Thanks, mate. Cheers,
Brilliant.
John.
Thanks for coming on.
all the best. I'll wait to hear from you. And
All right, thanks, mate.
don't forget me. I'll send Charlie round. All right?
I know.
If don't send Dot round, I'll be more scared of her.
That's right, yeah.
See ya.
Ah,
Over
mate.
and out.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's do something outrageous. Let's do it now. The right police will never cage us. Let's do it now. Boredom creeping in. Wasting time is such a sin. There's so much trash on the TV screen. Don't wanna be like a wasted teen. Seen all the box sets on Netflix. Fed up with booze and need some real kicks. Hollywood remakes are such a bore. James Bond's an aging dinosaur. Let's do something outrageous. Let's do it now. The right police will never cage us. Let's do it now. Restless blood flows through my veins. Spent the weekend dodging trains. Streak on the pitch at the Euros final. Melt down all your best friends final. Let's show the world what we can do. Don't waste time feeling blue. Dye your hair the colours of the rainbow. Why oh why? It's 'cause you're a weirdo. Jump around on a bed of hot coals. Send out messages and troll the trolls. Let's do something outrageous. Let's do it now. The right police will never cage us. Let's do it now. Put your parents' party on Instagram. The house will be wrecked. Oh, what a sham. Dance and shout in the shopping precinct. Pander to your primal instinct. We get shot naked in the supermarket. Aha, let's price up Morton Harket. We will drive you round the bend. There's no knowing where this will end. Let's do something outrageous. Let's do it now. The right police will never cage us. Let's do it now. Let's do something outrageous. Let's do it now. The right police will never cage us. Let's do it now. Let's do something outrageous. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. All right.